Well, more police officers are facing more legal consequences, perhaps than ever before. In 2021, a record number of officers, 21, was charged with murder or manslaughter. Now, that's the highest number ever recorded. But activists say this is really only a start and that more actually needs to be done in order to hold law enforcement accountable. NBC News reporter Eric Ortiz has been tracking this story for us. Eric, I want to start with the numbers here. Is there any indication that this 21 number signifies a real turning point when it comes to police accountability?
Hi, Morgan. Yeah, as you point out, last year was a record, 21 police officers charged. Now, that's strictly for fatal shootings, and that data collected by Bowling Green State University researchers does show the number has been going up over the past 5 years. You had as few as 7 officers charged back in 2017. But the problem is to really understand if there is accountability happening through these numbers, there just needs to be more thorough data. Researchers admit it's incomplete because there is no nationwide database on police use of force, on police killings, on whether charges are filed. And if we had this data, they say, it would better inform policymaking and departmental reforms. We could see the trends over time, which departments are using lethal force at a higher rate, and why there may be more prosecutions happening.
Eric, you know, how many people, when we talk about were shot by police last year, I mean, that 21 number, is that addressing those who were shot? I mean, and does that number break down or shift according to demographics?
Yeah, we know that roughly 1,000 people are fatally shot every year by a police officer. An analysis by the Washington Post found that Black citizens are killed at more than twice the rate as white citizens. Most of those killed, about 95%, are males between 20 and 40 years old. Now, one interesting finding is that last year, fatal police shootings were down about 13% from 2020. It's not entirely clear why, but part of that could be because some officers are simply being more cautious or even fearful about the consequences of using deadly force. Or, some departments have altered their use of force policies in the wake of protests and activists calling for more systemic changes.
And Eric, just finally, what else do activists say in terms of specific needs to be done in order to really hold more police officers accountable across the country? Do they think there needs to be a federal approach to solving this?
Yeah, well, activists have been putting more pressure on prosecutors to thoroughly investigate these fatal police encounters. Lawmakers have been trying to push laws and federal policies in place. But, we've seen some prosecutors in major cities making these investigations a real cornerstone of their reform agendas. You have states like California, where each fatal shooting triggers a review by the state attorney general. You have these high-profile trials recently in Minneapolis, where officers were convicted, and you have another one starting today in connection with George Floyd. So there's definitely a sense that charges and convictions are no longer impossible to attain, but we do know that it's still extremely rare, and it's safe to say that we're not at any major inflection point just yet.
All right, Eric Ortiz for us there. Eric, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.